You mentioned Mark Kerr. Let's talk about this now, because when I started training jiu-jitsu in 2002 and I started training martial arts and getting into it, of course, I'd later come train with you in LA. I went down to Brazil. I trained at Gracie Barra. I trained with the Brazilian top team guys, and I went and saw Murilo Bustamante fight at Bushido, which was that Pride kind of sister organization. And I went down my journey. Two of the essential movies back in the day to watch was Hicks and Gracie Choke and Mark Kerr, The Smashing Machine. And I must have watched each one of them 50 times, because those were the cult documentaries that you watched if you were into MMA and jiu-jitsu, because the world hadn't heard of it yet. So I remember the movie, and you were in it, and I remember the whole story of Mark, and it was really intense. And then I heard recently, when I saw you missing from the Karate Combat in Austin and coming on with The Rock, I couldn't believe they were making a Hollywood movie out of something that I thought was just a cult documentary between old school MMA people. How did this happen, Bas? And were you surprised that there was such serious interest in this movie by serious acting talent?
Yeah, because what happened was the Smashing Machine till this day holds the highest viewers on HBO ever. You know, it was an HBO show, and till this day it had the highest numbers. And Dwayne Johnson really felt a connection with Mark Kerr, like with his life. And it was his baby. I remember like 6 years ago, he announced it at the UFC event, and there were like 5 people clapping, because this is the old days. You know, a lot of people didn't know who Mark Kerr was anymore. Well, Mark Kerr had this crazy story. He was a crazy fighter, good fighter, but he also has a drug problem. He's shooting up Nubain, which is a very heavy painkiller. And then his relationship at home was very toxic. And Emily Blunt actually plays his wife, plays Dawn. And then amazing. Together with, and I got to tell you, man, I mean, there were scenes that we were shooting with the Japanese people coming in to interview him. And the way Mark was standing, and I already say Mark, but it's DJ, right? But the same posture Mark had, and the speech. I mean, this could be a lot of people going to open eyes to the talent that DJ has, because the way he started speaking as Mark Kerr, it was like a freaking time warp for me. It was really weird to see these Japanese people as actors, you know, Yukino Hideki, all these people from Pride Fighting Championship and there's championships. They were there as well. Like, oh my God, this is an identical copy. And also, what you're going to see is the fights. We didn't change the fights. So whatever you're going to see in that movie, which is going to be a drama, of course, the fights are like they were in real life. Movies always make it different.
Right.
They always add a spinning kick or this and make it more flashy. They always want to add things. Not this guy. Benny Safdie is the director. He's an incredible freaking mind. His mind works completely different than anybody else's mind with visual effects. It's amazing what this guy can do. We use the same cameras that Pride Fighting Championships was doing. He wanted to be that authentic. Wow. We have things from Tokyo. If you walk backstage, it was walking in Japan. Everything was Japanese.
Wow.
The groceries, you don't need groceries, but it's Japanese. The little carts, the Tokyo Dome lighting, you see Tokyo Dome standing on it. It's printed on it. He got it over from Japan to make it as natural as possible for the movie. So I think people are going to be really surprised with the acting chops. First of all, across Emily Blunt, right? I mean, she just got an Oscar for Oppenheimer, so she's an incredible actress. And then another one, Ryan Bader, he played Coleman, and Ryan Bader's a fighter, you know. So you know, but he's doing a phenomenal job. I go, dude, you're good. I think this is going to be really nice. You're going to love what you did. And then when they asked me if I could play myself, I go, who wants to do a movie with The Rock, right? And who wants to do a movie with Emily Blunt? But that was the first call I had from Benny Safdie. He says, I want you to play yourself. I go, dude, sign me up. I would love. I said, do we have to do some CGI thing here? Because let's face it, I'm not, it's 24 years ago, I didn't have a lick of makeup in the whole movie. So I hope it's going to be okay.
What's that like playing yourself?
Well, you have to go back in time because I was a crazy guy at the time. You know, I was a heavy drinker, heavy partier. You know, I was like people now, they think I'm still on if you meet me for the first time. But if you meet people who know me 15 years ago, they go like, oh my God, he's so relaxed now. And then the people at the table go, that's relaxed. He goes, oh, it was way worse. So that was the only thing I had to turn up a little bit. The craziness, almost the crazy craziness that I had in Here Comes the Boom, like being that over the top, because that was just my personality all the time.
Right.
But for the rest, it was easy because, yeah, I've been teaching my freaking entire life. And then Betty Savage sent me the script. He says, hey, listen, all the teaching stuff, it's written in there, but don't even look at it. Do what you would like to do in real life. So that made it also much more easier than being in front of a camera the whole time, for a live show inside MMA, that TV show we had, those 9 years live shows, that helps you a lot to be more comfortable in front of the camera. And then if you can just use the language that you use in teaching, yeah, that makes it much easier.
Wow. Are you advising on the film as well? Because you were probably one of the few people that were there, right?
Yep. Yeah, no, I did. I just got a really nice message from DJ again. He said, man, thank you, for in the way you did it. He said, because do this. And then you would say, he's talking about me, nah, do it like this. It's much better. And then he immediately would do it. So they would listen, even if the stunt guys made the whole fight scene. If I said, nah, I'm not good with that, then immediately would get scrapped and they would do what I wanted to do. So they're very easy guys, no egos to work with. And once you have that combination, and then Betty Safdie, he knows all these actors, it was the most fun set, most relaxed set. Alexander Usyk, he played the Igor Vovchanchin. He came in and people go, oh, it's because he became a world champion. No, that was already 6 months ago decided. Wow. And it was going to be right after the fight. They knew it, winning or losing, he was going to play Igor Vovchanchin. To me, that guy, that was nice as well because he's a funny dude and boy, can he fight. So yeah, everything was, it was really nice. I had a really good time.
It's all in the can now? It's all been shot?
Yeah, it's all been shot. They just wrapped up. I got another message 3 days ago. They wrapped it up in Japan. They did some scenery shoots there, shots. And now it's going to go into production. I don't know when it's going to come out. I think it's going to be after the Cannes Film Festival. I think they might bring it there because everything went really well. Who knows, right? Nowadays, who knows something like that? But if you look at The Wrestler, if you look at those kind of movies, which this kind of little bit is, hey, with a little luck, we can get up for something for a big price, maybe even. So that's how impressed I was with him, with his acting, because he completely changed his whole mannerisms and his speech went, Kerr, yes, no, it's like a snake that gets shed. And I go like, where does that come from? Because that's not how he talks, but that's how Kerr talks, you see. So yeah, it was impressive to see.
Do you think this movie couldn't have been made 20 years ago? As in, I'm saying, it'll be received now by people that have been watching the UFC for 5, 10, 15 years that now understand MMA, that maybe, Bas, are curious about the origins of it, because that's kind of the story you're telling. Is that what you think was going to light this thing off by this now educated fan base that maybe 20 years ago wasn't even there?
Oh, 100% for MMA. It's going to do a lot because now people realize, oh, crap, people were fighting like that. There was insanity. Yeah. The camaraderie between Kerr and Coleman backstage the whole time, knowing that if they both win their fights, they're going to have to fight each other. And they've been friends for a long time. But there was also 250,000 price. So they go, all that friendship, because I fought friends before, trust me, that's going to go out of the window. When I came to the UFC, I remember an hour and a half before my fight, I walked into the dressing room from Kiyoshi Kosaka because I know TK. And I said, hey, TK, I'm going to try to knock you out, brother. I hope you're going to do the same thing with me. And then afterwards, we drink a beer. Sounds good? And he goes, good. So we shook hands. And that's what happened. So it was a different time. The animosity that you see nowadays also, a lot is fabricated, of course, but there are some real fights. You almost never saw that in the old days. Everybody was hanging out with each other. After the fight, everybody's a Roppongi, the going out district in Japan. And we're all eating breakfast together, Just on the fight day, that's where we separate our emotions, we fight, and then it's back to being friends again.
Right. Was Mark Kerr involved at all in the film or aware or?
Yep. Yeah, he came around and he showed some takedowns. He helped the stunt guys out. Yeah, he was there also. He was last week. He was in Japan as well.
Wow, that must be strange. A movie being made about you from a long time ago.
Yeah, and it's a big thing. If you look at his poor wife, because she was a little freaking crazy. Because I remember Emily Blunt. She came to me and she said, that was one of the first day I saw her. She said, later I want to sit down with you. I want to talk about Dawn, so I have more information on how to play her. I go, well, well, that's going to be easy. He goes, what do you mean? I said, I talked once to her. What did you say? Get the hell out of the dressing room. That was my word. I said, so I didn't have a relationship with her. She didn't like me, and she actually told Emily later, she said, we were young. I was just jealous because he got more attention than me. And I was just constantly, bugging him about it. He says, but they were 25 or 27, we're all been young and stupid. But for her to this movie coming out, because it's not going to show her best moments, I would say, and especially with Emily Blunt. I mean, she's going to put her down like it was, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Because I was reading the script and the dialogue between them, I never really got into that, but now I saw it, I go, oof, yeah, it's going to be a hard one. You're going to feel it.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.